Why, hello everybody. I was hiding behind that banner, and if you weren't looking, you just got a sneak peek to the first playbook that we're putting out, and you got a peek of the front, well, the whole cover. And oh my gosh, is it gorgeous? I wanted to talk a little bit about play, and because I've been working on this cover and it's been an amazing journey with the cover. I just wanted to share that with you because I'm so excited and it's so close to coming out, and you'll be getting notifications soon on that. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hey, just for the fun of it, let's look at this again, and I'm going to show you what's up. Let's see. I'm going to show you again. Let's look at this. The Seed, a playbook of soul experience and expansive identity. Yes, Gwen Juvenal, Journeys of Joy and Freedom, Volume 1. This is the first book in what will be a series of books, and I'm super excited about that. Let's read it because we're awesome like that. So, one thing you'll notice, audio is included in the book because audio is so important for what's going on here. It is included. There will be a link inside one of those codes. You'll be able to log on, and you'll be able to get access to the audio and listen to it while you have the book. You can also do that in the ebook version that we're going to put out. We will also have that included. So you're covered, unless you just don't want to have the physical book, but still you can do the audio. So look at how beautiful that spine is. It's amazing. And the reason why it's called a playbook is there will be actually documentation pages, and also it really is a book where you're walking through preparation, warm-up, and entering into soul journeys. So I'm going to read this because it's awesome. It says, have you ever longed for a journey that could unlock the boundless realms of joy and freedom within you and bring it into your daily life? Look no further than The Seed, a playbook of soul experience and expansive identity. Ta-da! This groundbreaking playbook, the first in the series Journeys of Joy and Freedom by Gwen Juvenal, holds the keys to a transformative experience that bridges ancient wisdom with modern insight. How can one embark on a voyage of self-discovery, echoing the practices of shamans and plant medicine while developing skills for a truer connection to one's inner source, on one's own, with intelligence, supporting psychedelic therapy and cognitive exploration? The Seed guides you on a path where the very essence of your being, the seed from which your reality germinates, is revealed within the cosmic view. Navigate this journey armed with essential skills, guided warm-ups, and soul play that draw you closer to the heart of existence. Moreover, the included audio link enhances this experience, bringing a multi-sensory dimension to your exploration. Gwen Juvenal, the author of Our New Story, Guides in the Garden, Volume 1, expertly weaves together the wisdom of the guides in the garden and guides of the way of all. As you journey through the playbook, you'll discover that it's more than just a story or a means for documentation. It is a guided, holistic, multi-sensory journey that transcends the boundaries of traditional books. Are you ready to embark on a voyage that transcends mere reading and guides you toward profound self-discovery? With The Seed, every page holds the promise of unveiling new facets of your identity and awakening the joy and freedom that resides within. Bravo! How fabulous. So I'm excited because we will start promoting it, this book, along with our new story soon. So we're putting stuff out there, and I wanted to give you guys the heads up. You got the first look at that. So today on Facebook, I'm going to just go over to my chats. Here we go. On Facebook, I sent out a question, or not a question, a statement, and it was from Karen Purvis. And Karen Purvis, she died in 2016, but she is known as someone who really fought for helping children who are suffering from effects of trauma or abuse or neglect. And she opened an Institute of Child Development, and really, opened up huge grounds and how to treat and be with people who have experienced trauma, especially children. So this is the quote. Scientists have discovered that it takes approximately 400 repetitions to create a new synapse in the brain, unless it is done with play, in which case it only takes 10 to 20 repetitions. So, what is play good for? This is a good question. What is play good for? About everything. I actually yesterday saw a little ad for someone promoting different kinds of chemical treatments to help the brain function. And I was thinking, as they said, that was the only answer about how we can affect our neurological system. And we do have ways that we can do that. And even if we do choose to participate in perhaps some psychedelic therapy or something like that, that can always be supported through other ways of developing our intelligence, our ability to manage, our flexibility, our stability within ourselves. And all of those things can be assisted in the right kind of play. Now, I use the term soul play. You can see it up in the corner. Because for me, when I work in play, it's not just a crazy phonetic energy. It's actually something that I tie down deep into the depth of our cognitive functions and tie into a deep sense of consciousness and awareness. And as we open in that consciousness and awareness, and we play and we see and develop our malleability and our adaptability and our foundation and support while we're doing that, that we inevitably walk into any kind of other therapy in a much better way, in a much better manner. So this is where I'm coming from. This is why I have chosen the word soul play, and how I work with people, even though I may be bringing people into awareness exercises and other thing like that. It's all entered into this movement of play. And this movement of play is a flow, a back and forth. It's a recognition of being able to step into another view or another lens and identify what's standing here, and this dialogue and this back and forth that can happen. And then our signature inevitably shifting and changing if we choose into a more open direction and even more focused into the area that we desire to be focused in. Okay. Yeah. So sometime soon, I will share more about what is going to be in that book, The Seed. Big hint, it's about the seed, but it's not about the seed. You enter in and you have warm-ups, you have different exercises, you are brought into different short soul play that helps you develop in skills within your psyche to know how to manage how you navigate, opening up to guides. Oh, I'm telling you, you're getting the lowdown. Yeah. You're getting introduction to your guides. You enter into the matrix, seeing into how you relate to it. You go into the dark. There's so much. It's so awesome. And eventually you come out the other end and you start celebrating with song. It ends with kind of this kirtan experience, which is so awesome. So it's time to enjoy. I'm excited for people to enter into that. And then really right behind it, coming up really shortly, will be volume number 2, which is titled The Garden. So it's the seed and the garden. So, and I'm really excited about some of these new exercises that are coming through me for this volume 2. And that's kind of getting wrapped up and getting ready to be put out. Okay, here we go. Well, since I'm here and I thought, hey, I've been reading from our new story. This is our new story. And oh, look at me. I'm going to show. I'm going to show some things, what I've been up to also. Welcome to channeling. I'm super excited to be reaching out to some amazing people to be interviewing and bringing into my podcast. I already have had a few amazing guests, and I hope it just expands exponentially. Yes. And here is our new story. Let's see, what am I going to read today? This is up to them. Okay. Something up front. Okay. Is there anything to be afraid of? All right, you guys. Or do you want me to read before that? Chapter 12. Is there anything to be afraid of? Is there anything to be afraid of? Oh, dear ones, yes, I guess we shall answer this question. And we answer it with another question. Do you want to fear? Many of you act as if fearing is not a choice, when, in actuality, you decide that you shall choose fear. And then you often claim the dark did it to you, or the unknown made you fear, or you claim that the scary alien or the devil himself or herself made you fear. You may say, cannot things hurt us? Very well, yes. You may fall down a set of stairs, so you might as well watch where you are stepping and pay attention out of love and care for yourself. But fear often simply shows up as a sign that something is hidden and in the dark. The moment that you, within your knowingness of oneness, is not scared of looking into the dark or hidden spaces, is the moment fear loses any kind of power over you. It then is being used as a power for you and through you. Yes, we shall explain here. Oftentimes, as we look into what is there, fear offers us more expansive opportunities than we saw before. For example, Say a girl was afraid of scooters and always avoided them, perhaps even didn't like to look at them and averted her eyes. You may say, well, there must be a reason for this. Perhaps there is. Perhaps at some moment in her childhood, she was out at night, perhaps chasing her cat, and there in the dark, a neighbor girl was being dropped off from a date. And perhaps there was some making out happening. Well, this little child perhaps saw as the teenage girl pushed her date away. Oh no, her dad might have seen them, and the other person pushes the scooter away or gets hurt. It seems this little child witnessed something that she couldn't understand or frightened her. So now, as she walks around, she wants to cancel out the scooters that are in her life. And thus, she misses out on all kinds of information and opportunity because of that. Perhaps a group of friends become less attractive due to her fear. Perhaps she isn't interested in a certain man because he has a scooter. Perhaps she takes the bus, even when a scooter would be much more efficient for her traveling needs. She limits her job opportunities and limits her social experiences, such as not exploring shops or venues where scooters are present. As we start looking at this and entering into this life as the girl with a fear of scooters, you might be feeling the experience of senses becoming dulled and less aliveness and activity within this girl's life. Yes, feel into this, and you can see how she closes off to part of the world. And this closing off may continue to compound and compound, especially if she then starts to avoid things that even remind her of the scooter. She even may cause herself some injuries attempting to avoid any contact with scooters. Now, let's open this scenario and instead see her making a very daring and simple move into self-love. This move is not based upon fear, but a sense that she is bigger and larger than this fear, and that she has chosen to believe this fear that she has chosen to believe. Imagine her being willing to look into this fear and see what is behind it. Perhaps what was behind it was a little girl not knowing what her neighbor making out was, that glimpse of human intimacy. Or there was a feeling of insecurity. As soon as she sees into and offers clarity or even compassion to the confusion that was never opened and resolved, she sees things in a new light. She offers light unto herself, and as she does this, she frees her senses and the intelligence within her that was invested in protection. This intelligence can be used as a part of opening herself back into a full, vibrant world. Her senses and curiosity come alive. She sees all the places and the opportunities that her mind couldn't see before. She sees the people she had shut herself off to. Now the image of the scooter becomes a talisman, reconfirming her ability in choice and her alignment to live in love and not fear. Perhaps this all sounds too simple and happy-go-lucky. Well, snap out of it. No thing has dominion or power over you unless you give it that power. Stand your ground. Take 3 deep breaths. Be willing to see into what something truly is. Be willing to take the time and ask questions. Be willing to play. This is what we are inviting you to do here. Imagine your new life of being free from all fear. Imagine a life where fear is being used as an empowerment through you. Yes, own your power. Every moment. This is you. Make your choice. Call out for any assistance that you may desire. We are all here. We are waiting to see you jump into the discovery of you. So once again, we ask, do you want to fear? At this time, you may be thinking that this is now a trick question. Well, yes, it is. When someone embraces that which was once not wanted because they have learned how it may be used for their highest good, then what they once pushed away is now a friend. This is a part. See. Sorry, I just saw comments and I'm like, of course it's distracting. Oh my gosh. It's Sandy here. I'll look at those in just a second. This is part of what we mean when we say that no one need be your enemy. No thing or experience need be your enemy either. We can lay down all of these separations which bind us. Separations may bind us. Yes. Look at our previous example of the girl. Her life continued to get smaller and smaller as she allowed herself to believe the fear and choose a decreasing of choice, light, and life. This was brought through the continual choice of agreement to fear. All of this is in choice. She never lost her choice, and no matter how far or small she got to experience herself, it was through continual choice. And a part of that choice was her agreeing to believe that she did not have choice. This is a beauty of the cycle or cyclone, which the energy of fear is. When one believes that it must hand over its energy to fear, this energy is then used to reinforce and pull more energy into the experience itself until it can be blinding. But once again, at any moment, one may free oneself through the simple choice of love and recognition of their oneness. We will speak of this more at a later time, but for now, rest in the beauty that even fear may be your friend. You make the choice. Boom! Our new story. Check it out. It's available and out now. And we would love you to leave a review on that. It's important for that to be reviewed for people to take notice. So Sandy says, of course, because I never let anyone know, but somehow Sandy always figures out. Well, not always, but most of the time. If it's more than 10 minutes long, she's here. Typical Friday. Okay. She's got a ghost or a negative being projecting their fear on us, me. Fear pushing us to own our inner power. Yep. It can serve as a purpose. It can help us to own our power. And when we notice fear, we can be aware and we can say thank you for this gift. Fear, I now know where I can look into or where I can open in love in my life. Fear transmuted to anxiety. Anxiety may be transmuted to faith. Yes. Anxiety. This anxiety, when you look into anxiety, it may be the sensation of the fear of not knowing, right? And when we enter into really not knowing fully and completely and in love, we open into a state of calmness, of oneness, of grounded nature, of faith. A slight shift, this is what play is, a slight shift in an attitude, a view, an energy, a slight maturation as light is there can change our whole life, our whole perspective, the paradigm of what we're living in. And the more we dance in this shifting, this opening, this play, the more it becomes just a part of our life, right? We become more agile. We become more adaptable in certain ways. And when I speak of adaptability, I speak of it as a quality for our maturation and for us being stable, not as something adaptability happening because of fear, or adaptability that's not centered at the core of you. So if you're sitting here and going, well, what next do I have to do? Do whatever you want to. The guides asked some really beautiful things and invited us to be in a state of play, in a state of honoring and recognizing fear as our friends. How can we do that? If I was sitting meditating in morning and I was like, how can I make fear my friend? I might start asking myself, what do I fear? And then let's see, what do I fear? Oh, okay, I'm just gonna say it. I'm afraid of people seeing me naked. This is a new thing that's been really tough on me, and I've been actually working on. And there actually has been a lot of transmuting through it. But my guides, there was a point yesterday where it was like, I don't think I'm going to go to this certain event because a part of it, even though I know I'm absolutely, completely safe and it's all been established, I was afraid of what people would think of my body image, right? And so my guides have been slowly kind of walking with me and holding my hand and preparing me. And so part of it was yesterday, I even thought, oh, it's today, but it wasn't. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to sit down with myself and imagine I'm there and hold myself in a loving space and be with the fear when it comes up. All right. Can I imagine myself in the most successful scenario? And that successful scenario doesn't have to rely on other people. It can rely on what I'm feeling and the attitude that I am having in the situation, the quality I'm bringing. So the quality that I'm bringing is love, self-care, and awareness, right? And if I sit and imagine that, I'm entering into this space and self-care and awareness and love. It's very different than me entering into it as a space of fear. And as the one in self-care and love, I can enter in and I can see the one who is there in fear. How do I treat her? What can I do for her? How can I be with her? How can I play with her? Right? If you've got something going on and it feels so challenging to you, Maybe that's one way you can play. There are so many ways that we can play. I offer this to you in love. I hope everyone's having a fabulous day in August. The heat is getting me. I'm feeling it. And Sandy says, thank you. I needed a momentary reminder to use active imagination. It is our friend, particularly in spaces like you speak. Face purple, white eyes. Yes, yes. I mean, we all get to enjoy opportunities where we maybe feel exposed in some way. And of course, that feeling of exposure is another thing that we can be aware of and say, thank you. Thank you for helping me see this and be with this. Doesn't mean that we have to go and like try and do this to ourselves all the time. But if we can enter into things in a real mindful manner and a playful manner for ourselves, we can offer ourselves a way to shift our reality and change. And there's a lot of different practices that I have in the books, that are in the books, Our New Story, and in the one coming out. I'm so excited, Sandy. You might have missed it. I'm going to show you the cover again that I'm working on for the workbook at the seed. Here, I'm going to do it. It's so cool. You got to check this out. Okay. So look at how freaking beautiful that is. Oh my gosh. I want it right now. Isn't that beautiful? The Seed, a playbook of soul experience and expansive identity. Yes. What do you think of that? That's such great stuff. So this is what I had for all of you. You know, what is good? What is play good for? Just what I showed you. Do you have a fear that you want to look into? First of all, be a friend to it. Be a friend and play. Yes, I love that. Be a friend and play. I hope that you play today. Everyone have a great day. Mwah! Yes.